What's going on, everybody? Tamar Turner here, coming to you live with another episode of the Down to Business podcast. And so for today, we sat down with Ahonore. And so we talked all things. We talked about how he comes up with his content, how he keeps it diverse and creative so that people keep tapping in. We even talked about, some of the things that it's going to take for him to have the largest sports facility in North America. So stay tuned for that. And then he posed some questions on me, and we really brought up a term called mental endurance and what that means and how can you keep it. So stay tuned for that. Enjoy episode 68, Strengthen Your Mental. All right, so I'd like to welcome everybody back to another episode of the Down to Business podcast here with Tamar Turner. And Matt, whenever you could link with some fellow, alum, in this case, just because I already graduated from BCU, it's always a good thing. This is the gentleman who I'm sitting down with today is somebody who I haven't really interacted with him much like in person. Obviously, seen him, been at different events and things like that, have, talked to him and things like that, but haven't really got the chance to sit down how we are today. So very excited for this, very, just excited. I really can't put a different word on it because that's just how it is with every interview, but with everybody. But how I actually more so came across this gentleman, he followed the podcast page. And so something that I do on my podcast page is I post pretty much everything that I see. I pretty much will go down the list. I'll see what you got going on, read the captions, different things like that. But I don't care if it's a reel. I don't care if it's a video. I don't care if it's a picture, whatever. I'm going to repost it from my page. I'm going to, because I want everybody to kind of tap in. So you'll see makeup on one slide, then you'll see working out on the next slide, then you'll see maybe some handbags on another, then you'll see lashes. So I love the variety just because you can plug in, you say, oh, I may need that service, or I may need that. So that's why I love to encourage people to tap in with the podcast too, just because, it's free promo. You get your business out there. But this was somebody who, when I posted him, he did something that not a lot of people do. He replied to the post. One, he didn't have to do that. Like, people don't know that I don't post people and tag them so that way I post you. I really just do it as I see it. So he responded basically, it was just like, good look, bro. I appreciate the love. I definitely love everything that you got going on. This was him talking to me and basically saying, bro, we definitely got to, sit down, link up and make something happen. Oh, well, I'm all for it. Let's go. Normally, it's the other way around. Normally, I do a lot of the reaching out. I do a lot of the, trying to get people on and things like that. So the fact that, somebody saw my vision, somebody saw the goals that I had and what I really wanted to accomplish with this podcast was amazing to me. So here we are, man. So, I'm gonna say it for the people, man. You got it. I'm gonna let you say it.
It's Ahonore,
Honor.
man. My whole life, trust me,
So
dude,
it's all
been
good.
butchering
But
my
yeah, so
whole
I'm
life,
sitting
and I
down with
already know.
Honore today, y'all. So like I said, I'm very excited just because not only one was he very eager to get on the podcast, but I'm always just happy when I can sit down with a black individual, a minority brother at that, just because it's hard out here doing what we doing, especially hard doing what he does. His field is very, it's specific. It's something that a lot of people have definitely migrated towards, and a lot of people have different opinions and misinformation about. But it's definitely something that after watching his content, he adds some humor to it. He's creative with it. I love the content, very diverse with it, and consistent. Consistent is a big thing for me. So, Honore, how you doing today, bro?
Man, I'm blessed and highly favored, man. I appreciate you for having me, brother. I love what you're doing with the podcast, man. Everything I see you posting, you're consistent every day, posting about everybody's things. It's really awesome, man. I see how you supporting people, and I appreciate the
For sure,
opportunity,
bro.
man.
The pleasure is all mine, and it just humbles me that much more when people can see the vision, can not only see the vision, but then want to be a part of the vision. So, for the people tapping in from my side, for the people tapping in from your side, for the people who may be joining us, for the first time, can you just tell us one, a little bit about yourself, and then two, what brings you on the Down to Business podcast today?
Yeah, man. Quick rundown. My name is Ahonore Varner. I'm originally from Houston, Texas. I am a East Carolina University graduate. I got my degree in health fitness specialist. Currently, right now, I'm in grad school at Georgetown University to get a degree in sports industry management. I'm currently online now, to kind of waiting to see what this COVID thing is going to do before I decide to make that move up to DC. I'd hate to go up to DC and then we be online again, man. That'd be a whole lot of wasted money going down the drain if I did that. Um, so I run a company called Journey One Athletics. My goal is to kind of train athletes, general population people, and essentially what it means to me is just kind of the tracking of my journey through what I'm going to do. Right, I named it Journey One Athletics because it is a depiction of what I do day to day. Right, so I have an end goal in mind, obviously, that is to, and I like to manifest it, open up the largest sports performance facility in North America. But the name of the business is Journey One. And it's just the steps that I'm going to take to personally get there, whether that be selling merchandise, doing programs, writing programs for people, in-person training, which what I'm doing right now, and things like that, man. So that is, just a regular dude, kind of tracking my journey.
I really think you're going to fit right into the podcast well because something that you spoke about off rip was manifestations. That's something that we do here heavy, and even my previous episode, that's something that we talked about. That how we talk about plans, we talk about different things that we want to do, but it's another thing, when it actually comes to fruition. I will say that even with some of my earlier episodes, it's been beautiful to see, hear about things that they talked about, hear about, when I was in my teens episode wise, so like the 17s to 18s and even the early 20s and things like that. And now to see these episodes, now that I'm 60 plus in, seeing some of these things come to life, seeing these people in stores, seeing them get recognized, seeing them get more media coverage, even seeing them appear on more podcasts is beautiful. So the fact that you said that, bro, it's going to happen. It's already done for. It's just a matter of when. So I love that, bro. I love it from the name, just to just the message, just to everything that you're doing. As my LB was in grad school at Georgetown, so he recently just moved to Cali, out there doing his thing as a sports agent and stuff like that. So big shout out to him. But so you recognized early on, and you said it yourself, that you're going to have to involve yourself in different avenues. So whether that be the in-person workouts, you got your degree in health fitness specialist. So it's going to take a little bit of everything from education to actually getting involved with it, certifications, everything like that. So with you knowing that you have to expend yourself in so many different ways, how does that make you feel, and how are you preparing, for everywhere that you're going to have to be in order to really make this dream a reality?
Well, kind of learned really quick that I'll start like this, right? Social media is not my strong suit. Okay, before promoting my business, I had, I'm the type of guy, I had 1, 2 pictures on Instagram. I'm not on Instagram like that. I honestly hate the sound of my voice. So every time I'll post a video, I gotta mute the video. I don't want to hear it twice. Nothing like that, man. I'm thinking, who is this guy on the camera? So, you know what I'm saying? So that portion of it, just kind of extending myself out like that, has been really difficult for me to get started with, man. So I kind of reached myself out into new revenue incomes, whether that be online training, writing programs, one-on-one training. And I can't lie, man, it's been a struggle, trying to make sure that I'm giving enough attention and effort in each individual area, while trying to, just make money as doing a regular job and going to school at the same time. So, man, I'm just learning, right? That's the part of the journey, right? So I'm trying to figure it out. I don't got no plan, well, I do have a plan, but I don't have a step by step way how I do it. It's kind of, all right, let me try this. If they like it, we're gonna keep rolling and kind of moving
I
along
like
like
that. I
that.
definitely, and I love that actually, and I can really respect that just because we all recognize that we just have weaknesses and things like that, and it may be some things may be harder to admit than others. Some things may be harder to accept. But like you said that you recognize that you just had certain things that maybe you didn't like, or you weren't strong at, or you weren't necessarily good at. But you didn't let that just deter you from your mission, from what you want to do. You said, okay, this is what I want to do. This is the path that I have to step into. So instead of, just shutting it down or just ignoring it or not trying to get better, I'm going to improve. I'm going to make stride by stride. Okay, I don't like my voice now, but I know that I still have to, at some point, like I said, bro, you said you're not good with the content, but I can't tell. You make the jokes, you throw the content in there, you making reels. I don't even think I know how to
Appreciate
make
that.
a reel, to be honest. So, bro, you really doing what you got to do, and I love it just because from the average person, I take a step back. Had I not heard you say that just now on the podcast, wouldn't have known that, bro. So I definitely can already see the improvement, and I can see why the manifestations will go to come true. So honestly, just keep doing what you're doing. But like you said, it takes that. Sometimes we recognize we don't have that concrete. Just hey, you ask me what I want to do. Oh, I'm gonna run it down for you. No, I might give you something here. I might give you something there. I might give you something that it's going to be, a little scattered a little bit. But at the end of the day, I know for me,
Yeah.
when I bring it all together, it's going to be concrete. It's going to be solidified for sure. So, and just thinking about a lot of the obstacles and what you had to overcome in order to get where you currently are right now, and just thinking about where you want to be for the future, what would you say has really allowed you to move past some of your weaknesses? What would you say has really allowed you to overcome certain things that you weren't good at and really hone in on different skills?
Uh, I think putting things into perspective. I think in my earlier college days, I was a little bit too concerned about the perception, my perception, people's perception of me. I'm not gonna try to be this guy. I don't want to come across weird, cocky, things like that, right? And I think kind of just one moving out of Greenville, graduating, that helped me a lot. Kind of getting my own space and just kind of putting things in perspective in terms of what matters, what my goals are, what I'm trying to achieve. Uh, I understand there's not going to be a perfect road to get there, and as long as I'm consistent, I can afford to mess up right here, or not do so great with the video right here, have a bad content right here, because as long as I'm consistent, it's gonna only thing it's gonna do is get better. And I kind of only way I can fail is if I just stop trying, right? So I kind of put those things in perspective, and I'm just like, all right, well, you know what? I'm just gonna do it, see how it lands. If it lands, it lands. If it doesn't land, I got tomorrow.
It's something that makes me think about too, bro. Well, one of my favorite words, and just something that I think as I've matured, I've come to appreciate and just understand more perspective. It's important, bro. Everybody's going to have a different perspective. You have to see things from a different perspective sometimes. To you, like you said, a video might not be bad. Your voice might not have been where you wanted it to be, and different things like that. To somebody else, yo, bro, that video was hilarious. That was great. The content was good. The edits were clean. All of that. But for you, just knowing how you are on yourself, how hard you want, how far you want journey you want to go, you're thinking about, yo, well, if I want the largest facilities and things like that in North America, well, I can't be doing content like this. But for somebody else who may not know where you're trying to get, what you're trying to do, for somebody who just sees it as surface and face value, yo, bro, that's tough. Yo, let me actually plug you in with so and so. But it also makes me think about too how consistency is so important. How, if you're, like you said, you can afford to put out bad content, or something to you may not sound good, or something to you may not even look good, but to somebody else, if you're dishing it out, if you're dishing it out, to them you're going to just be constantly, yo, he put that out and I really like that one. But then the 2 days later he put something else out and I really love that one. He's just consistently getting better. So I think that consistency can really pay dividends, bro, especially when it comes to being a business owner, when it comes to being a content creator, all of that. And then just thinking about content creation, something that's really like interesting to me about you, and I'm definitely curious to hear more. So with you really not being big on social media is like the prime of everything right now. It can be a news source, it can be gossip, it can be, the way we figure out what's going on. Sometimes we even check in with each other more on social media than we do just picking up a phone or calling or texting. It's just at our disposal. It's so many different sites, so many different avenues. So with you doing what you do with the clientele and having to be in person and doing the workouts and things like that, how did you really develop this? How did you really come together to make Journey One without really that content and that promotion side from the social media side of things?
Well, in terms of, I guess I'll break it up into two parts. In terms of the vision, I played football at ECU. Through me just getting injured, always being in rehab, I always noticed that I was always in a position of working my way to get to something, right? And that plays along in part of the name of the brand, Journey One. I was always hurt, right? I'm always in rehab, can't play on the field. I'm in pain all the time, right? Personal things happen in my life. Seems like I'm coming up and I get slapped back down. And then once I start to really appreciate, uh, my downfalls and accepting them, and understanding that they're growth moments, I started to, all right, things started to click with me, right? Journey, 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 right? So I'm appreciative of all my missteps, all my mistakes, because it helps me learn and teaches me how to be a better man and teaches me how to use my business, my platform better, right? In terms of what I'm specifically doing now with training people in person and the social media thing, kind of had to step out of my comfort zone. And when I look at the landscape of social media in terms of the fitness world, I think it's kind of repetitive, oversaturated, and corny and unrealistic. And it make it, I'm looking at it, I'm like, yo, everybody and their mom's making this same video and they're saying the same things and they're all wrong, right? So I'll see a video and it's a video and they gives you no information, right? It's just 3x10 this and do this. And it's coming from a social media influencer who may not have the knowledge necessary to be giving out an opinion like that, in my opinion. Uh, so I'm looking at you, and I'm looking at the video. I can tell that you don't know what you're talking about, and you don't know what you're doing, and the information that you just gave the thousands of people that you have, it's not quality information. But to the person that doesn't know anything, they're going to go in there, they're going to go try it at the gym, and they're not going to be as successful as you were because, for being honest, realistically, that's not what you did to get to where you were either. You just made a video. And that, I think that's what kind of shaped how I kind of shape my videos, right? I want to give people quality information, right? And also, I like to talk a little bit of shit about the other people that I see also making videos. Or if you look, yeah. So I try to be as me as possible. I try not to put on like a facade. I'm not gonna hop on a mic and try to give you some like this is what you do, like that automated voice that you hear all the time when you hear these fitness videos or the same hip thrust video every single time. So I'm gonna try to give you something new, something that's actually gonna be beneficial for you to use at the gym.
So you even kind of you almost like answered this question, but I'm kind of interested just to see if you have maybe more want to dive into it a little bit more. So you talked about the oversaturation. You talked about this just being a very populous field with both the educated and the non-educated. Would you say that before you kind of started doing what you're doing, as far as the videos, as far as the content, even as far as the training? Did you have a set way that you wanted to kind of enter this field versus what you saw? And then when you came in, did that kind of change? So now seeing the uneducated, seeing these people, spewing out misinformation in a sense, did that change your, because like you said, you still want to be you. You're still going to be you at the end of the day. But did kind of seeing how other people shape things, seeing what they say and what they don't say for that matter, did that shape anything as to how you make your content and how you create certain things and the approach that you had?
Well, all right. So yes, it did. Um, I wouldn't say I'm kind of like anti to what they do, um, but so I'll put it like this, right? The people that are my mentors, the people that I look up to, um, the ones on social media that I follow, the guys that are they know what they're talking about, right? They don't come on to Instagram and say a whole bunch of corny stuff, right? Now, granted, the good ones, right? They might not have the following that these other people do, but they're giving the good information, right? So I had to look and see. I said, okay, well, what does this guy have that's not making him successful as this other person, even though that this guy has the knowledge, right? And it was personality. It was um, the catchy, fun videos, right? This other guy, he's just giving you a very dull breakdown of, point A, B, C, D. This other person might just give you A, but it was filmed well, it was edited well. So I try to take the information that I like to see and what works and try to blend the two and then try to, throw my little razzle dazzle in the middle to try to make it all fit together. Yep. 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 Yeah. 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 Everybody's a social media trainer. I think, if I'm being honest, I think that and it's probably with a bunch of other people, right? It's hard to keep the balance of wanting to be original, wanting to be yourself. And all right, let me back up. Right, I'm at school at Georgetown. They had me reading books. I hate reading books. You know what I'm saying? But they got me reading these leadership books. Right. The guy said it's going to be for your in terms of longevity, for your personal happiness and growth. You getting as far as you can possible by just being yourself. Right. Whatever field it is. Right. If you put on a facade, at some point that's going to dry up, or you're going to get tired of doing that. Right. So it's best to just keep it original and then go at the pace that God's, has you going at. So what was challenging for me is I might see how somebody else does something, and I might think that that's not in good taste. I might not necessarily like it, but I see that it's working, right? I have to like dial myself down and be like, all right, you can't do that because that goes against my morals, what I actually stand for, and I'm not going to do that just for a whole bunch of clicks. So that's really, it's a something I struggle with. Is like, dang man, sometimes I'll sit there like, dang bro, dang man, how you doing that? And I'm just like, all right, I can't act like that's not how that's not who I am. That's not what I'm gonna do. It worked, and if I did it, it might work too. But I can't. I think that in terms of longevity, that's not going to take me to where I want to go. And once again, with my brand and my everything's a journey for me. My end goal is so much greater than what I can see right now. So I just gotta keep that in perspective. I just gotta be all right. We're just gonna keep doing this, keep doing this, keep doing this, and by the grace of God and a lot of prayer, right? The clicks, keys are gonna open up, doors are gonna open up when they're supposed to.
That, bro. You make nothing but great points. And a word that I noticed that you kind of highlight a lot. Big shout out to my boy for tapping in with his yeah. So big a word that you used a lot, bro. It's in the brand is journey. So just hearing that word, just thinking about your journey, just thinking about everything that you've gone through to this point, everything that you're going through currently, and everything that you'll continue to go through moving forward. How important is that word to you, and how important is that word to you in thinking about everything that you've done, your particular journey, how unique that journey is to you? How has that really shaped what you want to do moving forward?
I think I spoke on a little bit earlier. I think I had almost like a turning point in my life where things were low. I was low, right? Had just gotten injured, right? I had a whole bunch of drama in terms of personal life, in terms of sports, athletics, um, and I kind of got to a point where I looked back and I never realized how unappreciative I was of all the things that I went through and how ungrateful I was being for the position that I'm at now, right? So I looked back and I was like, dang man, like you did all of this and that's what led you to this point. You weren't supposed to make it here, and here I am sulking, sad. But dude, you know what I'm saying? Look what you accomplished. Look at your journey, right? So once that clicked in my head, I started to become appreciative of my downfalls, right? I was like, dang, you know what? I fell right here, but you know what? I know that in 2, 3 months, God has a plan for what that was, right? There's a plan for that. There's a reason that this happened to me. So suck it up. Don't sit there and be sad and keep it, you know what I'm saying? Keep it moving. So that's what that means to me, right? So, and it takes a lot of pressure off of me, right? So I've always been in a rush. Like I always feel like I'm 23. For some reason I think that I'm running out of time. Like I gotta get there. You see on social media, everybody, they million trillionaires. All of a sudden they 22 years old. Don't make no sense, right? But so you see it every day. And as a human, like you might think that you're behind, right? And you got put in perspective, 20, you're in your 20s, you have so much life to live, right? You're gonna fail a lot. That's the only thing that's guaranteed in life is you to fail. Okay, taxes, death, failure. You're gonna fail every time. Okay, so you know what I'm saying. But at some point, you're gonna get to where you need to go, or what God's plan is for you. So that's just what that whole journey means to me, man. Just me being appreciative of the things that I have, me being appreciative of everything I've went through, and understanding that I got a long ways to go, with a lot more ups and downs as well.
To go, and I think that that's such an important point too. A lot of people don't realize that no matter what point you get to in your life, no matter how successful you may become, no matter how wealthy you may become, no matter how rich you may become, no matter how famous, well known, the adjectives could go on, bro. You're still gonna fail. These people who we watch, Jay-Z still fails to this day. You know, Barack Obama still fails to this day. Like Serena Williams still fails to this day. Naomi Osaka, like we could go, bro. We could go name for name for name. These people are still failing. So for you to just, see these people in such a prime position or see these people at such elevated heights in their life and just think that it's all, the grass is just so green on their side, bro, you'd be remiss. But you also know that these
Yeah.
people have set themselves up in such a way that failure for them, it's only motivation to keep going, or it's just a little knock, or it's just like you said, they're appreciative of it. Because why? Because they remember where they once were. They remember in their 20s and their teens waking up and maybe not knowing where their next meal was coming from, or maybe not knowing how they were going to get to this, or how they were going to do this, or how they were going to pay for school, debt, whatever the case may be, family, whatever. It's a host of different problems. But they've appreciated that process. They've gone through things. They set themselves up, and they most importantly, they've learned from it. I feel like a lot of times with failure, we take it so personal. We take it as just so it's just a vendetta against us. Like it's like we the only person out
Yeah.
here failing. Like we the only person,
You're the
just
only
just
person that
struggling,
went
just
through
broke, just hurting, just whatever. It's happening to everybody. It's natural, but it's not even about that. It's not even about the severity of your failure. It's about the severity of the bounce back. How hard you fail hard will bounce back 20 times harder so that you won't go that way again. So that way the next time you fail or even, you lose a step or something like that, it's just like, oh, okay, that's cool. That was just a little trip. I ain't fall, a little stumble, nothing too crazy. But if you just act like every time you just stumble and you breaking a bone, you losing it all, well, bro,
it. Yeah.
life is going to be very hard to you. But you also have to remember the other side of things. One of my favorite, most cliche
Perspective.
quotes in the world. It could always be worse, bro. I think about that all the time. I
Yeah.
think about, when I just feel like I'm broke, when I just feel like, I don't have it, or I can't do this, or I can't do that. There's people out here who I drive past every day, bro, mismatched shoes on, holding up signs, begging for money. There's people every day with no roof over their head, with no clean clothes over their back, with no job, with no payroll,
Yeah.
with no bank account, with no computer, with no, access to a ring light, to a phone, to things like that. I would be remiss to be ungrateful at this point in my life. Yes, I
Yeah.
struggle. Yes, I may not have everything where I want to be, but who am I comparing myself to right now? What am I looking at that's making me feel like I'm not where I need to be? I'm exactly where God wants me to be. I'm not a
Yeah.
step back. I'm not a step forward. I'm right in the moment. So the moment that I think about that now, it brings me back to reality. It makes me realize that, okay, I just got to go harder. This was just a misstep. Nothing too crazy. Nothing, nothing that you can't bounce back from. So what that makes me think about you. I love personalization. I love, just authentic, unique experiences. So for somebody tapping in with Ahonore, for somebody, wanting to be a part of Journey One Athletics in any form of capacity, what can they expect upon interacting with you, upon utilizing your services, upon, even coming to you for information?
So I think that, and I'm sorry, just to
Now you
jump back.
good, bro.
I
Hey,
like
look,
what you
talk
said
talk how
when
you
you
talk,
said,
bro.
yeah. My fault, bro. I loved. I like what you said when you're talking about you looking at a guy who's homeless. You would be remiss to take for granted what you have, right? Somebody told me was there's somebody out there in the world that was dealt the worst hand than you in life. That person is doing better with that hand that they were dealt than you are right now. So you don't got time to sit down, you know what I'm saying? Sit down and just be somebody else who had it
Way
way
worse.
worse than you. Change their perspective, change their mindset, and is doing a lot better than you are right now based off of their mindset
That's
and their
100, bro.
perspective. But to answer your question, my fault, man. Um, and upon interacting with me, you know what I'm saying? I'm regular. I'm gonna be me at all times, right? I know the people that train with me, they know that I'm a talker, right? So you're gonna get in a session with me, and I'm gonna give you a whole bunch of information, and I'm gonna keep repeating that information over and over and over and over again to you. I'm a person who loves his craft. I love talking about how the human body just works, how to get better. I've always been in a rehabilitation phase, so I'm in love with everything that it takes to
Yeah,
become better. So I know people that train with me now, man, they get into a session with me. They're like, yo, like you really kind of know what you're talking about. I'm like, yeah, I know I talk a lot of trash and yada yada. But if you sit me down and we sit in a room and we start
yeah,
talking about it, I'm gonna try to give you as much education, as much knowledge as possible, so that if there's ever a time that you're not training with me anymore, you're confident enough to go into the gym by yourself, do a workout. You're more than capable enough, and so much so you've probably been around me enough that you probably look around the gym and look at other people doing it wrong, right? And then look back. You know what? I know. Remember when Andre told me to put my toes up, push my heels through the ground. right? So that's what I think that you guys can, get from interacting with me, man. In terms of, I got new
Uh
merch
oh.
coming in. You know what I'm
Uh
saying?
oh.
Y'all
Yeah,
get
for those
that.
of y'all
You
who can't
feel
see
me?
on the IG live, yeah, he got the jacket on. I love that jacket. I love the colors. I love it. It look good on the dark skin,
Sure.
man. So yo, he needs that for sure.
Appreciate that, man. Appreciate
So yeah, but I love that though. I love that it's you always going to be you. Authenticity to me is so important. It's just like no, no matter what you do, no matter what you involve yourself in, even if you're not in the business, entrepreneurial, creative space or sector, just always be you. You could be original at a 9 to 5. You could be original in whatever you do, whatever your everyday activity. But authenticity is so key. It'll just it'll speak it'll speak way more volumes in the end. And I think that people just don't realize that. So thinking about your space, thinking about other people in your space, thinking about, some of the things that just haven't been done yet by you, some of the things that you're looking forward to, some of the things that you're excited for, like you said, even some of the things that you want to debut and have come. Looking at, the end of this year, even the beginning of 2022, is there anything like immediately that you want to kind of knock out, any goals that you have, without spoiling or giving up anything that you don't
Yeah,
want to
yeah,
give up? But
no.
yeah, is there anything that you're most looking forward to, whether it be a collaboration, whether it be a partnership, whether it just be an event, or maybe something that you're just doing personally?
So it's crazy. My mom always telling me never, don't give out your plans and stuff like that. But in my head, right, nobody's gonna
Oh, for
stop my
sure.
blessings, right? So, um, the plan is right. I know I said I want to open up the largest sports performance facility in North America, um, and I kind of those plans I got to think years out. Um, Plan is now after I graduate from Georgetown, my goal is to privately sector myself into a private school setting, um, to where without getting into a whole bunch of detail, um, I am training all the students that go to the private school. I can also use that gym to train professional athletes, sell merchandise, do things like that. But that's the plan. Fresh out of Georgetown, I'm putting together a business proposal right now, and there's endless amounts of private schools to pitch it to. So all I need is one to
Yeah,
take it.
bro. Honestly, as somebody who went to a private high school, as somebody who saw firsthand the Division 1 athletes, the trainers, the college coaches popping up at your practices and taking notes and things like
Self.
that, and the people looking forward. This was back. I mean, I was in high school back in. I graduated in 2014, but started in 2010. So obviously, my prime years were more so that junior and senior year. So that 2012 through 2014 year, seeing people. I think about the resources back then; they're nowhere near, what they are right now, what they could be, and even there really weren't people like entering that space and offering these services. So I think, bro, you primed up for that. It's definitely with the when I think of private, when I think that whole Catholic direction. They take their sports serious, bro. I went to an all boys high school. They
Oh
don't,
yeah.
bro. They didn't play about the footballs, about the none about the rivalries, and it's funny just to see a lot of the dudes who I played against, played with in leagues now, and just doing different things like that and all of that. So I feel like even with your component in there, it adds another avenue, adds more opportunity. You may take them to the side, but you may be able to plug them in with different ads, with different coaches, and get them at different looks. So I think it's all about the opportunity for it, bro. And I feel like there's not many people in that. So like you said, even if
Oh yeah.
some people may not, somebody hearing that may say, oh, well, dag, well, let me get into that now. Still not gonna stop you what you do. Like you said, bro, your blessing can't be blocked. What's for you is gonna be for you. It might not come as quick as you would like. It's gonna come when it should. And God's timing is never above anybody else's. So yeah, bro, I'm definitely excited to see that for sure. And I think that there's a lot of opportunity in that app. So before we tell people where they can find you and where they can tap in with you like that and everything. Is there anything that you feel like we haven't talked about today? Whether it be about you, whether it be about Journey One, whether it be about the future, the current, the past, anything like that?
Let
Uh
me ask
oh.
you a question, bro. Let
Uh
me
oh.
get your opinion on this, right? Uh, in terms of right, so I see you do a lot. You doing your own entrepreneurship, and I'm sure you're working on the side, right? So how do you have the mental endurance, right, to day be like, yo, dang, I got it. You know what I'm saying? What goes into that for you, right? How do you have that capacity to just keep going?
That's a great question, bro. How do I, keep the mental capacity? That mental. I love that phrase, mental endurance. I don't think I've ever heard those two words together. So I like that. I'm gonna have to steal that for sure. But so I mean, honestly, bro, it's hard. It's not easy. And I wish I really had a right answer for you. But I would say that for me, something I'm big on is mindset. I feel like you can psych yourself out of a lot of situations. I feel like you can take yourself out of things before you even place yourself in them. You could think negatively about situations. You could feel as if, oh, well, like take this example, for instance. So I have a friend of mine who recently just got into doing hair. And she was basically kind of just saying that she didn't want to put her services out there too much because she felt like people were, if she messed up or any, she felt like in her eyes, she wasn't good enough. So the other girls were kind of going to judge her, feel some type of way, different things like that. I said, well, you psyching yourself out before you even, you haven't even really done hair yet to say that you're not good at something. You just know that you're starting for the first time. So you're just automatically going to assume, hey, with me entering a new space, I'm not going to be good. That's BS. Like you could come in there, you could kill it because one, you could be offering a service that's not being offered currently to these women. You could be doing it better than who they're currently getting it done by. Two and three, you just never know. So for me, it's just like you can never take yourself out of a situation before you even gotten into that situation. At the end of the day, whether I'm new to something, whether I'm a novice, whether I don't know too much, I'm always going to approach it and come into it as the best to ever do it. As you know, just I know what I can do. And that's not to come off cocky or anything like that. It's to know that I entered a new job role 2 months ago and now I'm being recommended for possibly a promotion, different mentor, different programs, and different things like that. Why? Because bro, I just came in here and I was me. I was authentic. I did what I had to do, but I'm a hard worker naturally. So where I didn't know things, I asked questions. Where I struggled with things, I wasn't afraid to get help. I wasn't afraid to take a step back, let other people lead for a second, show me what to do, and figure it out to get put. Because I didn't get put in this position by myself. Y'all made the decision to hire me. Y'all know more than me. Y'all know what's going on. So I can never, I can't discredit myself. Never. No matter, bro, it's okay to say you don't know something. It's okay to not be good at something, but don't speak for other people. And I think that that all starts here, bro. If your mind is not right, your body can literally be off. Your spirit can just not be off. So for me, just having the mental capacity to record when I don't feel like recording, having the mental capacity to wake up and go to work when I feel like, stay after work to do a corporate thing, bro. It's all just mental. And it's to the point now I've got to my life. I just want it that bad. I'm just having so much fun with the podcast. I just love different individuals. A lot of people, come to me and they're just so honored and they feel good that I brought them on the podcast. But it's like, yo, you're a part of a vision. You're a part of something that's like people think that, oh, when this becomes famous, when I'm on whatever the case may be, TV and everything like that, yo, this was y'all. If it wasn't for y'all, I wouldn't have 60 plus episodes. I would have been on here talking to myself for 60 plus. And granted, I could have did that, but who's to say I would have the following, I would have the support, I would have the motivation, I would have the ideas, all the feedback that I got. So for me, it's all here. I can never let my mind get the best of me. And even when I do, that's when I take a step back. That's when I realize, no, I'm not perfect by any means. Do I procrastinate? Absolutely. Do I miss interviews? Do I reschedule? All of that, bro. I'm by no means am I perfect. I just work hard, and I know that at the end of the day, it's all here. Nobody is going to want it for you as bad as you want. Nobody's going to get up and be like and hold you accountable. Yo, did you record today? No, you could tell your homie, no, I ain't record. Oh, it's all good, bro. You get it the next day. Nah, bro, I should have did that today. I could have missed out on the opportunity because what if tomorrow I get too busy, can't do it. So it all starts here, bro. So for me, the mental endurance is come over time. It's come with experience. It's come with failing. It's come with losing things. It's come with losing people. It's come with messing up some interviews. I mispronounced your name at the beginning of the interview. And
Nah, you've been
I didn't say
mispronouncing the
it,
whole
but
time.
bro, I asked you 3 times, 4 times before we started. What was your name? So it's just like, bro, but did I let that take me out the interview? Was I upset am I going to hit stop
Sure.
recording? And am I
Sure.
going to be like, damn, I mispronounced his name, bro? How you feel like that?
Yeah.
For sure. But am I going to let that stop me from how I approach editing the interview, promoting it, moving from? No, bro. We just did this a
Nah,
bomb interview.
and
You came on here, you popped your issues, I like to call it, bro, and you really gave the people what they needed. But for me, it's all here. The minute
yeah,
you
man.
take control of this and you really realize how powerful this is, bro, this will open doors for you that you never thought would open. This will get you in rooms that you never thought it would open. This will get you in the middle of
For sure.
conversations and with people who you never thought you'd be surrounded with, bro. So the minute, like you said, mental endurance, that's a great phrase for it, bro. That's really what it is. It's telling your mental to just keep going, keep enduring, recognizing that some days are going to be easier, some days are going to be harder. The minute you
Yeah.
psych yourself out, the minute you take yourself out of the equation, oh, it's over. The minute your mind is gone, it's a wrap, bro. So it's definitely
Yep.
something
So
that like I think it's really come over time. I think it's been something that I've grown with, but I don't owe it all to myself. I owe it to God. I owe it to family. I owe it to friends. I owe it to individuals like you to even challenge me to think in that capacity. So yeah, bro.
yeah, man, that was a dope answer, man. That persevering, that's what that perseverance comes into it. Because I know
Yeah.
you get
Oh, for
tired, you like,
sure.
man, I don't really want to record this video.
I
talk to
don't
me.
want to,
You know what I'm
feel me.
saying?
But when I hit that, when I turn that light
I
on, when I hit
understand it, bro.
start,
Like, you're doing
it's
a
gonna be a
great job.
smile. It's gonna be, hey, welcome back to the Down to Business podcast. What tomorrow? I got to give you my all every time, bro. Because the people who, what you think they doing when they get in the booth? What you think they doing when they get the pen and paper in front of them? What you think these athletes doing when they feel like they ran enough sprints or they lifted enough weights or they didn't do it again? Do it again. What did Derek Carr just say about Zay Jones on TV at the Raiders game? When it was somebody there every morning at 6 o'clock, and I called, he was there. He caught every pass. Why? Did a game-winning pass in overtime and that was a crazy game, bro. And it was just like, yo, when he caught the pass, I said, "Is that Zay, bro?" Because he's the only one I know that really wears set like 7, like just a single-digit number. Like, I said, "Is that Zay?" Oh, that's crazy. I see he took off the helmet. That's crazy. We hadn't heard about him really doing something like crazy. And we knew he was in the league. We knew he was balling, all of that. But you ain't see Zay like that. You just gotta wait for your moment, bro. It's all about God's time. And people was ready to count Zay out when he had that crazy situation with the hotel. You know what I'm talking about, right? Sure. People was ready to count him out, bro. Didn't want no more to do with him and everything like that. What'd he do? Head high to the finish, see it through, bro. So it's just like, yeah, man, it's all here. It's all here. God's plan is greater than anybody could imagine, bro. It's just a matter of, when you're gonna step into it and when you're really gonna embrace and appreciate it. So yeah, man, that's real. Like, that's real.
Yeah, bro.
But no, I appreciate questions like that because it evokes emotion, but it makes you think too because it makes me also realize that, yo, this isn't easy. Sometimes like I feel like I'm not doing enough, or I feel like I could be doing more, or I just feel like, what haven't I done? And it's hard for me personally with what I do because not a lot of my peers are in the podcasting space, in the consistent podcast space. And that's no shots, that's no nothing. But it's just like, I've had people, reach out to me in regards to podcasts, getting advice and things like that, but aren't what we talk about consistent with it. So it's just like, I can't really relate to anybody. A lot of my questions and things like that, I'm reaching out to people, or I'm researching, or I'm joining these webinars and paying for different sessions to, just hear from experts and things like that. But it's because I care. It's because I want to get better. It's because I recognize that there's more to this. But it's hard for me, to sometimes get advice and different things like that and not want to beat myself up, not want to be that perfectionist, but recognize I do all this by myself. I edit by myself. I set up by myself. I promote by myself. People think I'm a graphic designer. I'm not. Shout out to Canva. Shout out to PowerPoint. Shout out to, just my creative mind, just not liking certain colors going together sometimes. Like, I'm not by any means, no, bro. I just, I work hard. I like what I like. I'm all about quality, consistency. And I just think about it from y'all perspective. Well, if he just interviewed me, if I just sat down with Ahonore, well, how would I want him to promote my episode? How would I want the graphic to look? Would I want that quote used, or would I want something else used? People don't see me behind the scenes throwing temper tantrums, just looking at my computer like, yo, like, nah, like, this can't be it. Like, getting mad because my volume sounds terrible and they just sound great and I can't find a way to adjust both at the same time. Like, bro, if y'all can see the process, man, I swear I would show y'all. I want it for my 100th episode. I really want to do a behind the scenes look at just how stressed I be sometimes. Like, but it's just like, bro, when you love it, when you love what you do, when you just like recognize like you said, when you recognize that you're going to have the largest facility in North America. I'm going to have a podcast on TV on its own network one day. When you recognize that, when you believe that, it's never going to be anything thrown your way that could achieve that. I could break my ring light tomorrow, lose my microphone. My charger is literally on its last leg. I'm just waiting for it to give out one day, and I gotta go. That's not going to stop the flow, bro. Never. So yeah, that's that mental, but that's all here. That, like you said, that mental endurance, bro. It's hard, but once you get it and once you have it, and it's always something I would say is growing. I'm not going to be the same person who I was. I'm not the same person who I was in 2019 when I started this podcast, and I listened to some of my episodes. Now I hear that my mindset has just matured, has changed. So I know that my mental is growing. I know that I'm going to face different battles and handle different things, totally different. Yep. And I also know that, bro, it's a different type of feeling when you have people believing you. When you got people behind you, when you got people who support you, who are liking the content, sharing the content, choosing to come with you, book sessions, choosing to get merchandise from you, choosing to follow the page. And that's not to say that I do this for anybody, because I don't. But it's just like, bro, when you know that, that's just a bonus. It's just like, wow, like, I got people looking up to. I got people saying that, wow, Tamar, you're a good podcaster. Like, you sound good on it. You do good when that camera comes on. Like, it's just like, why aren't you on YouTube yet? Why haven't you been on other people's podcasts? And it's just like, yo, like, I ain't even really know y'all. I ain't know y'all was really rocking with me like that. But okay, cool. All right, I got y'all. Yeah. Let me get right.
But check me out, right? So you have people supporting you. How does it make you feel when you feel like people that should be supporting you, you look at it like, you're not really rocking with me like that. You know what I'm saying?
He just hit the. I don't know if y'all heard him. I don't know if y'all heard him. So he said, "How does it feel if people that you know KNOW that you know should be supporting you that are not supporting you. Whoo,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah.
The Down to Business podcast host Tamar Turner answer, people going people. The real me, like just the the authentic me. I love it, bro, because it's just like you just give me another reason why I need to keep going. Because I feel like, yo, if I haven't gotten you yet, if you haven't tapped into an episode, if you haven't left a review, if you haven't clicked subscribe, if you haven't rocked the Down to Business shirt, phone case, merchandise, tote bag, whatever you want to call it, if you don't have anything Down to Business related, if you haven't even followed the page, if you don't vote on my polls, if you've never entered a giveaway, none of that, I'm doing something
Yup.
wrong, you know? And that's not to say that I
Yup.
want everybody out there, but I feel like that I do what I do. I feel like I'm very good at what I do, bro. I feel like that I give my 110% with every interview. I don't care how tired I am. I don't care what time it is. I don't care if I recorded 4 interviews in one day. That's the craziest thing I've ever done and dropped 3 episodes, a Wednesday, a Thursday, and a Friday back to back. It's the hardest thing I ever did in my life. Why did I
Yeah.
do it though? I love what I do, bro. So for me, it's just like, oh, I definitely thought my phone was on do not a lot of times on do not disturb. But nah, so for me, it's just like for people that I know should be supporting me, for people that I thought from the rip from when I dropped this announcement in 2019, we're gonna support me, then they haven't. Does it hurt? For sure. Do I take that as a knock against me though? Nah, bro. People gonna do what they want to do. It's some people who like I thought was like here with me. That's not,
Yeah.
that's not it. It's some even family that I feel that way with me. That's quick to, ask about different things or check on this and that. Don't even ask about the podcast. But I post every episode on Facebook. Every single one. Every
Okay.
single
Yeah.
one. I make
You
everything
you
available. I
supposed to
got
see
everything
it.
out
Yeah.
there. So for me, it's just like I can't let that knock me. If I felt some type of way, I'd have stopped this in 2019 after the announcement. But for me, it's just like I feel like I should get everybody support, like that. But at the end of the day, like I said, people gonna be them, people gonna be people. But that also just lets me know I gotta work harder. What Kobe say? God rest his soul. Job not done. Job ain't finished. While we celebrating, while we getting I can get happy that people got the merchandise. I can get happy when episode hits 100 plays. I can get happy that we on YouTube and stuff like that now. Job not done. I'm not on TV
Got more
yet.
to
I
go.
haven't got support from so and so. I don't have so and so in Down to Business merchandise yet. I haven't set up my home podcast studio yet. Different things like that. Job not done. So it's for me. It's a motivating factor. It's just letting me know that there's always more work to be done. It's always something that I can get in there and get in that. But at the end of the day, do I get mad? Do I not support them? No, bro. I'm gonna support everybody. And I remember I posted a poll like, do you only support people who support you? And I got some very interesting, like from people, some people, a lot of people said no, like I'm gonna support everybody. But for the people who said that they weren't, I asked, why? I got some very
Yeah.
interesting answers, bro, very interesting perspectives. And it's just like, while I don't think like that, I can understand that. I would be, if just because you don't support me, I want to support you. It makes me want to post your business. It makes me want to bring you on a podcast. It makes me want to shop with you just to let you know that it's all love either way. Whether you like podcasts or not, you can still show support to the Down to Business podcast. Whether I like, I'm doing a giveaway right now with an athletic with Cheetah Trainer. She gives away athletic apparel. This is not benefiting me in any way as far as the giveaway, meaning like, well, obviously I put myself out there for more exposure. I got to her crowd, but I mean, I'm going
Yeah.
to cash her out for the set. It's for the ladies. Why? Just because I love doing what I do. So for me, it's when you just have such a passion for what you do, when you just love it that much, there's not an avenue, there's not an end that you won't take within reason. Obviously, if it's not going to be detrimental to my business, there's not anything you won't do for the success of your business. Support somebody else. Bro, I don't care. If you don't support me, cool.
Yep.
That's okay. Well, let's
Yep.
let's see if we can get you on the train. If we can't get you on the train, then just watch from afar, man. Because I would hate
Yeah.
for you to have the largest facility in North America and not have supported you, but then want to come to your facility. That's awkward. I would hate to,
Yeah.
have a pretty big podcast and not have been supported by me, but now you want to come on for an interview. Well, where were you episodes one through
Yep.
60 when I was trenching it out, when I was asking people, when I
It's
was
too
posting
late. It's too
almost every
late, bro.
week, yo, is there any tag your favorite business owner? Yo, do you want to come? Why were you watching for? Did you not think I was going to make it? Did you not think I was going to keep going? I literally had people like subliminally tell me they didn't think I was going to make it this far. And I'm clapping it up. Oh, come on, tell me more. Like, tell me more. Like, this is, bro. It, come on. In a sense, like I'm
That's
not
yeah.
trying to say I'm untouchable, but I love this too much, bro, to care about what a supporter or a non-supporter got to say. I love this too much to let one bad interview take me out the game. I love this too much to not pronounce a name right despite asking 3 times and still not give my all in the interview. I love this too much to just quit. I've come too far. I procrastinated too much. I've done too many outside. I've put my effort and my all into having fun, into traveling, into drinking, extracurriculars,
Yep.
whatever. I need to put my all into this just the same because, bro, I'm telling you, when we look back on these interviews, when we look back on a lot of the gems and things that we dropped, it's just going to be nothing but a humble appreciation for it. So for me, for the non-supporters, I say it in every video or every post. Like if you're in this post, I love you. If you support it, I love you. If you don't, I still love you. Why? Because you just give me a reason to keep going, give me a reason to work harder. The supporters gave me my reason to work harder. They recognize my hard work. That's why they're supporting. Not to say that just because you don't support, you don't recognize the hard work. Maybe I just ain't got you on board yet. So job not finished, job not done. Let's get back to the drawing board.
That's that mental
And mental
endurance,
that
brother.
come on, bro. We got a name here, people. Mental endurance. That's the yeah. That's the quote. That's the phrase. That's whatever you
Yeah,
want
on
to
a
call it,
shirt.
bro. I love that. I had never heard that together like that. But now, mental endurance. I love that.
For
I
sure,
love
man.
that. I love the fact that you came on here, you posed questions to me. It's woo, you put me on the spot, y'all. It's crazy. I thought he was interviewing.
I see you. I was like, bro, he do a great. He asked this question. I was like, you know what I'm saying? Pick your brain a little bit, man. It's dope hearing from people that are just working hard, trying to figure it out in real time, just to kind of see, all right, where are you sitting at in it, right? That helps me kind of, put things in perspective for me. Hearing somebody else say, okay, dude, like this is a struggle because I'm looking at it with my friend. I'm like, bro, you my
My
man.
man's, my
You
brother.
know what I'm saying? You ask me for free workouts all, you know what I'm saying? My
Come
whole
on, yo.
freshman year. You gonna buy this shirt. You know what I'm
Come on,
saying?
yo. Don't pull the cars like that, dog. Don't hurt him, dog. But nah, that's big facts, bro. I promise you. But I feel like for me, it just gives you another reason to want to go harder, another reason to want to post another video, another supporters make
Yeah,
me
man.
want to do more giveaways. Supporters make me want to, come out with more products, more content, post another poll, get more, just to get my face out there. It's not a day that goes past on social media that you're not gonna see me post 2 things. I'm gonna always post thank you God,
Yep.
and I'm gonna always post my podcast. That's it. I tell
Yep.
people I feel like sometimes I
Got
probably
to.
wouldn't even be on social media as heavy if I didn't have a podcast. I love posting pictures and stuff just because I be throwing it on sometimes and it just look cool. But other than that, like Instagram, it's the same stories all the time, same reposts, same things. It gets old, bro. I'm on there for the sports. I'm on there to get my here and there, see the family when I can. That's it, bro. But other than that, it's podcast and it's God, baby. Until then, stay
Yep.
tapped in. So yeah,
Always,
that's
man.
it. So yeah, so before I because I feel like I done took over the interview, y'all. This is my man interview. This is what we came on here for
Nah, man,
Journey
I
One
love to hear it,
Analytics.
bro.
Nah, but in all seriousness, I appreciate that, bro. I appreciate thoughtful, provoking conversation and just the fact that you came on here, you gave your knowledge, you gave your gems, but you also you want to pick the brain to me. That means a lot. That's honorable to me. So I thank you for that. But so for the people out there, everybody tapping in for them to get in line for the largest facility in North America, for them to tap in with the merchandise, for them to get the workouts, for them to figure out like I said, what's the misinformation versus the real information. Where can they tap in with you at? Where can they find you at on social media and things like that?
Yeah, man, I'm on Instagram and Twitter at J1Varner. I have a link in my bio for you guys to tap into the merch. Also, you guys want to book me for any type of personal in-person training, virtual training. If you want to buy a program, I sell 4, 8, and 12-week programs. Do a little video consultation. We'll talk about your goals, talk about how to get there, write it out for you, have it to you in 3 days. That's also in my website, which is in the link in my bio, man. You guys let me know at J1Varner
All right,
everywhere,
y'all.
man.
And I'm gonna make sure, as always, I put it in the bio. We do all of that. We're gonna get y'all tapped in. Like I said, if nothing more, just watch the reels. The reels drew me in. If the content itself doesn't draw you in, if the misinformation doesn't draw you in, if the examples and things and just how he does it puts his own spin, like he even called it the razzle dazzle on it. If that doesn't draw you in, job not done then. But no, on a serious note, bro, I
Sure.
definitely do appreciate the love. I appreciate you reaching out to me, you replying, I appreciate you watching the Down to Business podcast stories to even know that I posted you. That means a lot to me. So bro, I appreciate that you came on here. You gave your gems. You kept it authentic. You did what we had to do. We really had fun tonight. You really posed some questions to me and things like that. And I'm encouraging a lot of my followers, not only the people tapping in with this video, but the people on my IG live as well. Tapping with my boy Ahonore, please, man. Come on, it's only gonna benefit you. excited, for the drop of this and when we really
So
get
man,
things going. And I'm excited to that one day I'm gonna be able to visit his facility and say, yo, I'm at the largest facility in North America, man. Like, what we really talking about here? We're gonna do a follow up interview right outside the facility. So, mark my words, I said that on
I'm gonna
here,
be
man.
up.
So, for everybody who continues to tap in, continues to show love, I appreciate y'all. I thank y'all from the bottom of my heart. Ahonore, it definitely extending my love to you, bro. Obviously, if there's anything I can do, man, I'm gonna definitely be sending your page to some people and things like that, and trying to get y'all tapped in. I want to tap in with my man Dre because he's in Atlanta right now, but he studied health fitness specialist. He does a lot with that with clients and different things like that. I may even send you his page. You may have been known. He's Cassius on Instagram. So I'm gonna send you his
We'll do
page
that.
and everything like that, and definitely tap y'all in. But I appreciate you from the bottom, bro. So for everybody listening, for everybody who's tuned in, this has been another episode of the Down to Business podcast here with Tamar Turner.